Year. You already know what it is. What's good, everybody? Hi, friend listeners. Welcome back to WoT In Color, the dopest Black women hosted podcast for the preeminent Wheel of Time series. That was my little ode to Michael Jackson. I am Keba.
And I am Shar.
Jumbo,
my sister.
How are you?
I'm good. Good to see you. Another week,
another show. This is episode 12 for us.
Yo, we have really done 12 episodes.
12 episodes.
This is insane.
And I don't know what the equivalency would be, but I feel like we got a toddler.
Yeah, I think we have a toddler. Yeah. 12 episodes. And we do this by week, right? So this has been, and including episode 0, so this will be our 13th week.
Ooh.
We got to start celebrating some milestones. Like once we hit like 6 months, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
definitely our first anniversary. We definitely got to go in.
We might have to throw us a little party or something.
A little party or something.
Yeah, or whatever.
But definitely, so we launched in February. So August will be our 6-month anniversary. And you know what? If we keep going on the schedule that we're going, we'll be finished with this book. So it's taking us 6 months.
Yo.
Just to read one damn book.
I'm slightly embarrassed. That is not my reading average. I promise you.
6 months for one book.
I literally could have finished this book in a week. And I don't
know about a week. This book is pretty thick.
Well, it also reads fairly swiftly in some points.
You know what? You're right. And that's why I ate these books up when I first got them.
Yeah. Like, it's not like a textbook, right? Like, you give me this and we're talking about quadratic equations.
Well,
it's going to take me a while.
Math is kind of my jam, so.
It ain't my zhuzh, honey.
But you know what, though? What's interesting? And sorry, friend listeners. I love math, but I don't like reading math in a textbook.
So.
Like, you have to teach it to me.
Yeah.
And let me work out the problems myself and let me learn it. And I love that. But if you say read chapter so-and-so.
Yeah.
To learn how to do something, I'm like, that's not how I learn.
That's somebody teaching you, though. That's the book teaching you how to do.
I need you to talk to me so I can ask questions and say, wait, so do you mean? And I need you to,
Right. No, I'm the same way.
And explain it, because sometimes things can get explained in more than one way.
Right.
And the book is only explaining it in one way.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I can't ask the book to be like, so tell me that again, but differently.
Break it down like I'm 4.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, y'all. Y'all know how we do. If you've been here for the other 11 episodes, then you know how we do. We definitely go off on tangents.
Right.
Listen, I'm really geeked that last week Lesbian Nerdy.
Oh, what a special guest.
Came.
Oh my gosh. We have been crowned.
Joined
We're
us.
official.
Yeah.
Like tissue.
Yes.
I just feel like we're an official WoT podcast.
Yeah.
And the list of things that you can tell us has literally shrank by like 50%. And included on that list is nothing. So don't get cute now. We done had Lesbian Nerdy. We have Jason Denzel as a Patreon subscriber.
Yes. How dope is that?
First of all,
how do we have WoT celebrities supporting us financially? Like, what?
That's wild.
Incredible.
So
incredible.
We're gonna be teaching you girlies a thing or two soon. As soon as we can figure out sound. Hi, Rhuarc. Until then, thank you so much, my friend, my listener, friend listener.
Yeah, one day this slip shot operation is gonna be.
One day we're just gonna shock everybody. Everybody's gonna be like, "Wow, that audio is so crystal clear." Because we're in a professional studio.
Right.
We have arrived. All right. We have an engineer in the back.
Right. I mean, we kind of sounding good now.
We do.
Well, what's up, Rhuarc? How you doing?
We got friends who know things in high places.
Yes, and they like to help us and stuff, which we appreciate. Everybody,
listen, all last support, one of you,
everyone who listens, everyone who subscribes to our Patreon, everyone who tells someone else about this podcast.
Yes,
we really we are humbled.
Yeah,
by the amount of support from everywhere.
And I got something special for y'all. Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready?
Oh, snap. What? Is that a sound effect?
That is a sound effect.
What? Get the out of here.
Listen. I bet y'all wasn't expecting that.
Front door.
Y'all wasn't expecting that.
Wow. So we got the clapping sound effect.
We got some.
Now we're not saying we have all sound effects.
We don't. Fortunately, air horns a la Keba is still a thing.
Yeah, so you still will be hearing your right. So turn your volume down.
keep it low. You've been warned. I think a nice 3.
Right. So I just want to, as always, special thank you to our patrons: Shelly TT78, Charlie Edmonds, Asha Kova, Anya, April, George.
Oh, hold on, we got something for that. Keep going.
Hey, Jason Denzel, Iman, Spencer, Stephen Reese Carter, Screaming Spud Monkey.
No, we can't do that for everybody. I'm sorry, we'll be here all night.
DT, Light Blinded Fool, Leia.
Woo! Yes! With our 2 little music
Oh my gosh. Oh God, I'm dying. Malkier Talks.
Woo! Oh, hold on. Come on, keep it going. This we can do.
Yes, we can. These are our friends right here.
Hi.
And his beautiful fiance.
Oh.
Bane and Chiad.
Hi, Bane and Chiad.
Oh my God. Jason's Lord.
Yes.
Dr. H.
Oh. Hey, Dr. H.
She make it go louder for hubby. She made it go louder for hubby.
My fingers getting tired.
Oh my gosh. Rob Christensen.
Hi. You should have never gave us things. Now we don't know how to act.
Miss K.
Hey, girl.
Melissa J.
Hi.
Goat Brother. Woo-hoo. Mistress W. More Shady.
Yes.
Lumen. Koala Sadai.
Yes. Koala Sadai.
Aradia-pedia.
Hey, Aradia.
Thank you, y'all.
Woo.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Oh my God.
Woo.
I'm saying thank you with the head. I love that.
Oh,
y'all,
that was fun.
We don't know how to act right now.
We got things, if you can't hear.
We don't know how to act. Can you imagine?
We're not going to always have things.
Right.
We may not always have things, but right now we got things. So while we got things.
On today,
we got things. So while we got the things, we're going to use it. Somebody?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Somebody.
Yo, this is cracking me up because I never know when she's going to press the button. So.
Gave us the things.
Yo, I swear, Keba's like a kid with a new toy.
Oh.
Oh my God.
No.
It's going to be a whole episode of sound effects.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I can't help it.
I need you to hold your finger.
In the air.
And you can wave it like you just don't care. Just stop pressing the damn buttons. We ain't never gonna get through this show.
Nope.
Never. Yo, we have some chapters to talk about.
No, we do. It's 2. It's 2 chapters.
Two of them.
2.
All right. Oh, and if y'all still here.
Sorry.
If you stuck around. Thank you. But we are talking today.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm done. I'm sorry. That one was for the listeners. I'm done. Okay, gosh. We are going to talk about
chapters 23.
Yes.
And chapters 24.
All right. Let's get into it.
Oh my goodness. I wanted to
press the button in that moment. I'm sorry.
I know you did. So we're going to get into it. When we last left our folks last week. So last week we found out that Nynaeve can channel, and she was like, all right, no doubt, I'm using my channeling against Moraine.
Right. Now we must fight using the one power.
Right. And then we had a Perrin chapter, which was very short, but the entire chapter was him thinking.
That man's on a mission.
About what to do. And him and Egwene have decided they're going to trick the Fades, and the Fades expect them to go to Whitebridge, but they're just going to go straight to Camelin. That's how we ended that. And so now we pick up with chapter 23, which is called Wolf Brother. The symbol is a wolf. And do you remember your prediction about Min's viewing? Because this is a Perrin chapter.
Which one? Which prediction about
Min's viewing of Perrin? She saw a wolf.
Yes.
And you basically said that the wolf is Perrin's spirit animal.
Yeah, I did say that. See,
like
this
that.
is my problem. I don't be remembering.
Yeah, I can't find it. Did I actually type that?
I did say that.
Did I type?
Listener friend listeners, I know you heard me say it. So whether she has it written down or not, I did say that was going to be like his. Like,
yeah, you said that.
Because I also remember going, I'm really sorry to native listener friend listeners, because I feel like that might be offensive.
You did say that.
To say spirit animal, and I don't know another terminology to use in its place, but that might be his animal representative. Right. If that makes it any better. Did
I delete something? Yo, I can't find it. Anyway, yes, that's what you said.
I did say that.
You said that the wolf is Perrin's spirit animal.
Thank you for that reminder.
And so let's get to it. We'll get to that.
Yes.
So in this chapter, we're with Egwene and Perrin. They decide to take turns riding Bella because Egwene insisted.
I was like, they didn't decide nothing,
Yeah,
honey.
so Egwene decided. And Perrin is frustrated. Perrin was like, leaders and stories don't have to put up with this shit.
Right.
So they kind of running low on they bun and cheese and they hard dough bread. You know, they have very, very, very little food left. Not a lot of luck catching rabbits. Perrin catches like one rabbit and then like that's it. They had no food for the rest of their days. Egwene tries to make a fire using a 1 power, but she sucks. Perrin is worried. Is like, yo, don't ever do that again. Just don't. And Egwene is like, yeah, fuck you. I'm gonna try every night.
Every single time.
Every single night.
Every chance I get.
During their travels, they never see a village or any type of civilization. They just like in the woods. Just in the woods.
It's wild.
Crazy. So after about 2 days, they start smelling some food. Yo, you ever come like... So like living in an apartment building, my apartment building.
Oh, baby.
I get off the elevator or come out the staircase because I only live 1 flight up. And I smell everybody's dinner. Like I can almost tell like, oh, they frying chicken.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what happened.
You want to knock on their door.
Right. You want to be like, hey, you got room for one more?
Is that catfish? I'm smelling some collards.
Right. So they come up on this dude, and Perrin goes to look first to make sure it's not a trollop cooking up some humans. But it's a dude, and he got like 6 rabbits on the spit. And dude looks strange. He wears animal skins for clothing or whatever. So dude's name is Elias Machera. And he like, yo, son, I know you hungry, Perrin. So you and your homegirl, y'all need to just come here and eat. He lets them know he's been watching them for 2 days. Perrin is bugging because he notices Elias has yellow eyes. They tell him, you know, they're going to Camelin. Elias is like, yeah, y'all never making the Camelin. Y'all just gonna be in the woods forever. In the direction y'all headed. Egwene was like, well, we're gonna ask directions.
Right.
Elias is like, yeah, from whom? Because
in the desert.
Y'all wouldn't have ran into nobody. The path that they went on would have kept them in the wilderness. So Egwene was like, well, you show us the way, Elias. And he's like, nah, I don't fuck with people. So
that.
Cities have people, so I don't go to cities. And besides, people don't like my friends. Then all of a sudden, 4 wolves just roll up and sit down at the fire like that shit is normal. So Bella starts bugging out. Egwene is like, are they tame? Elias like, girl, are you dumb?
Who taming wolves?
Right.
You might could dance with them a little bit, but you ain't taming them, baby.
Did you say dances with wolves?
I did.
Shout out to that movie. So Elias begins to explain basically that they're not pets, they're not tame, you can't tame wolves, but he said he can communicate with them after fashion. And these 4 wolves actually have names, but they're not like really names. It's more of like descriptions. But so they're Dapple, Burn, Hopper, and Wind. And he explains that people, when they found out that he could communicate with wolves, they thought he was touched by the Dark One. Then he also says, yeah, the wolves say that you could talk to wolves too, Perrin. What you think about that? So Perrin is like, yeah, Elias is 730. So Elias is like, all right, y'all going to Camelin, but What the fuck y'all doing in the woods? So they tell him this lame ass story that they had come up with.
That they practiced. That they rehearsed. Right. And that was all that time. It was the food delirium.
2 days. They had 2 days.
They had 2 days.
With no more butter and cheese left.
Bruh.
And they came up with the story. And so Egwene tells the story. And Elias was like, yo, Dapple said you lying. Like one of the wolves was like, nah.
And they don't like when you lie.
And it was like, she smelled half-men and Trollocs in your minds as you told the story.
Yo,
so
that's
finally,
wild.
So then they start growling.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Finally, it was like, so they was like, all right. We're going to tell y'all the truth. So they tell the truth and they tell the whole story. Perrin leaves out the part about the dreams that him and Matt and Rand had in Bear Lawn. And so Elias was like, damn, I don't be fucking with Aes Sedai. And y'all shouldn't either. Right? And then he talks about how the Reds wanted to gentle him for his ability to talk to wolves. And here's something that I noted, and I wanted to know what you thought about this. He told them to their faces they were Black Ajah, served the Dark One, I said, and they didn't like that at all. Did you notice that?
I have it noted. Yes, I do. Excuse me while I traverse to it. Yes, so he said, I don't hold with the Aes Sedai, the Red Ajah, those that like hunting for men who mess with the One Power. They wanted to gentle me once. I told them to their faces they were Black Ajah, served the Dark One. And that's all I highlighted. Mm-hmm. I said, oh, so the Red Ajah are the ones who be out here hunting for men to gentle that have the power. And then the Black Ajah are Aes Sedai that served the Dark One. I thought that was quite interesting.
Interesting, right? This is the first that we're hearing. Yeah. I don't think we've ever talked about Black Ajah.
No.
Yeah.
Which makes me really sad because I initially thought I wanted to be Black Ajah because I like
black.
Because black. You damn right.
Yeah.
But so like now.
But we're purple.
You know, and ain't no better color other than black, really. But you know.
Yeah. We're hip hop Aes Sedai.
We're the hip hop Aes Sedai. We don't really get involved with those things. We just spit hot 16s and look fly. But yeah, so I was like, okay, so now I'm starting to get an understanding of the Ajahs and their colors and what their specific colors mean in terms of their duties and responsibilities to
the world.
Right. So that made me immediately think of Moiraine.
Okay.
And I was like, so she's out here looking for 3 boys, of which she believes they have the potential to channel, right? Because the Dark One is looking for them. So she's Red Ajah. She's down with the red ones.
I feel like you said, did you say that already?
Well, I didn't.
No, you didn't.
Did I? Yeah, I was like, I don't remember knowing.
No, you didn't. You said that Egwene would choose red or something like that. You said somebody would choose red, but I don't think you said.
Wait, did I say red? Did I know that what the colors were? Because
I think we've only heard about the red. We haven't heard any other color Ajah until now.
Yes, because I believe that one of my predictions was that Egwene, and I have it rewritten again, but it's jogging my memory, that Egwene was going to join the Red Ajah, and it was going to be her duty to gentle Rand.
You also mentioned green, too. I don't know where we heard green, but you said Rand's mom is a green Ajah, Aes Sedai.
Well, did I?
You
now
did.
I gotta go to the glossary.
Well, see, we told you stay out the glossary, right?
Well, now, I don't even know what that means.
We told you to stay out the glossary. Don't go in the glossary. Don't go in the glossary.
Okay, I'm gonna close my book. I don't remember saying that she was green Ajah.
You did, because I put it down in the prediction.
I don't even remember what
but
green Ajah
I think back then
means.
you were still reading the glossary.
Yeah.
So
okay, you said Egwene. Out.
So you said Egwene will join the Red Ajah when they get to Tar Valon so that she can heal Rand from his taint and impending death.
I did say that.
Rand is able to channel naturally.
Yeah.
That was episode 6.
Yeah. So I don't. I guess lucky for this process, I don't remember what the green Ajah does, because I feel like once y'all were like, particularly after Jordan Con, everybody's like don't read the glossary, which I still disagree because it's there for a reason. RJ put it there.
Yeah, but let's just enjoy the text. Let's just.
But did y'all? Did you not read the glossary during your time? Okay, so why can't I read the glossary?
How about this though? Okay, I hear you.
Okay, but
however.
Another word
yes,
for but.
And
sure. Okay.
Yes, and I didn't have the luxury of being able to talk these books out in detail.
You could have talked to yourself. You could have had a great conversation with yourself.
Seriously. And who would have offered differing opinions to myself?
Where is my hill so that I may plant my flag?
You're going to die on it?
I'm not dying on nothing. I'm just going to plant my flag.
Yeah. So I had the glossary. You have a whole freaking podcast as your first time.
I mean, these books are 27
and I didn't have anybody like, hey, Sharnice, pay attention to this. Hey, Sharnice, pay attention to that. I didn't have that. I was just by myself reading these books. And
these books are 30... What year are we in? 33 years old.
Yes.
Do you think you was gonna have a podcast? Come on, that's not fair.
Well, I didn't start reading it in 1990.
Okay. Were podcasts out when you were reading these books?
No.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. That's not fair. No, that's not fair. I should be able to utilize all the resources that are available to me, including the glossary. But I don't like to be called a cheater.
I started reading 20 years ago.
Yeah,
Yo, I started reading 20 years ago. 2003. So
I will literally stay out of the glossary because I don't like to be called a cheater. And now, because I don't go into the glossary, I don't remember what was in there and what I read. So I don't remember what the Green Ajah does or why I would have said that. Okay. But now we're back with confirmation of the Red Ajah because I totally forgot that too. And
so we remembered that the Red Ajah Gentles.
Yes, and Egwene is gonna be Red Ajah.
And so you said Egwene was gonna be Red. Yeah, you said that back then. Okay. Any more thoughts about the Black Ajah that served the Dark One?
It brings me back to the conversation where we were discussing about how being an Aes Sedai just exposes who you are, right? Like if you're mean, you're gonna be a mean Aes Sedai. If you're, all of the words, right? You're just gonna be that as an Aes Sedai, and so I fully believe that there are evil, I'll say, in the context of the world, right? Evil people or evil women, right, as Aes Sedai, who have the ability to channel, who become Aes Sedai, who just become more evil once they've trained and become Aes Sedai, who are just like, now I want to do harass shit with my friends. I want to go, flip taco trucks and kick kittens into pools. And so they serve the Dark One. So I believe that that's a possibility, that there is a Black Ajah that,
Do you think they openly serve the Dark One? Do you think they walking around like, I'm Black Ajah, bitch?
No, that's like Fight Club. You don't talk about it.
You don't talk about it.
You don't talk about the Fight Club.
So it's like a secret society.
It's like a secret society.
So then let me ask you a follow-up question.
Of course.
So we know that Tar Valon is where all the Aes Sedai, where they live. So since this Black Ajah is not something that's out in the open, does that mean that we have Aes Sedai of whatever Ajah, other color, that are secretly Black Ajah?
Huh? Say that again? So
it's like, okay, I'm a red Ajah, right? As everybody knows me as a red, but on the low, I'm actually black. Do you think that's how it is then? If they got to be secret?
Yes and no.
Because how can they be
Aes Sedai? Yes and no. Okay. Right? So I believe that there are some underhanded or double-sided or conniving Aes Sedai who are like, yes, I am going to be a part of the Red Ajah. And they're like, the whole time, they're just like, meh. Is
that the Black Ajah laugh?
Like, cooking up, destruction from within, right? And then on the other hand, I think becoming an Aes Sedai is a process, right? We know that you have to go to Tar Valon, you have to be trained. There's some kind of I envision some kind of exam. Kind of multiple choice question test, something that they have to...
It's like the SATs.
Right, like they have to do something, right? They got to jump through a hoop of fire. I don't know. They have to do something, right? Before they can become an Aes Sedai, right? And so I feel like what happens to people who don't pass that test? They've still got all the training. They still have all the abilities, but they just, for whatever reason, wasn't like steadfast, right? Like they couldn't make it through their exam or whatever. What happens to them?
They don't become Aes Sedai.
They don't become Aes Sedai.
Right.
So they couldn't be a part of the Black Ajah.
Because Ajahs are of Aes Sedai.
Okay, but if I'm gonna say they be perping. I'm gonna say they be perping.
So they up in these streets wearing letters and they ain't got no paperwork. Got it. All right. Okay, cool.
I mean, that's, they're a genuine. I mean, they're not. It's the Black Ajah, right? They're serving the dark one, so it's not like there's a specific, letter of recommendation you have to obtain to become a Black Ajah, right? Like you just gotta be evil, right? You just gotta blood oath, you in, you out, snap. Blood in, blood out. That's it. So like, what's so like, so if you don't pass your test, it's like you still have all of the ability. Come. If you tired of your Ajah all in the videos, come to death row. You know what I'm saying? Come to the Black Ajah. So
Suge Knight is in charge of the Black Ajah.
Baby.
But they secret, so nobody, like you said, they not out open.
I just had this asinine prediction.
I love that. Let me get my pen.
Wait
a second. You gonna hear this paper? Y'all hear the paper?
If
I'm gonna write down. Wait, don't start yet. Okay.
What if?
Okay, go ahead.
And if this is a twist that happens, I'm going to personally drive to RJ's grave and high five his tombstone because, bitch, that would be the twist. A la twist of all twists, all right, baby.
Let us have it.
What if Moraine is actually a Black Ajah?
Moraine.
Yo! Because she says, right? Every time somebody asks her, what do you want with the boys? What are you doing with the boys? What's going on with the boys? Every single time her answer is, the Dark One wants him. And what he wants, I oppose.
Okay.
So, like, I low-key feel like that's
you think she lying?
You think, not even that she's lying, but she's not being, like, I feel like somebody who was like, for me, and I understand, we've talked about this before, where it's like, it's a fire, come on, we got to get up and go.
Right.
But, like, also, like, come on, like, I'm going to explain on the way, right? Like, for example, when we were at Jordan Con, you had to wake me up very, very early in the morning. And by early, I mean like 8.
Yeah. I'm the morning person.
I am not, all right? I will sleep till 9:45 and for a 10 o'clock meeting if I'm in the host hotel. But anyway, all I hear is you go, wake up, it's a fire. And I'm like,
I sure did. Yo, shout out to everybody who experienced the fire drill that we had at Jordan Con. Yo.
Cause baby,
I was so regular too. Like,
she literally was like, yo, wake up, it's a fire.
It's a fire. Like, cause I ain't smell no smoke.
Right.
Or nothing. I'm like, really? They make the announcements. Everybody could come outside. I'm like, oh, God, I gotta wake this child up.
And I am fully asleep. I am in an REM.
Full REM.
Right? Full REM. And she's like, yo, wake up. It's a fire. And I'm like, what? Okay, I got questions. What do you mean it's a fucking fire? Is it a fire in the room? Is it a fire in the hallway? Do we have to go out the window? Like, what's the plan? Is it smoke? Where's the smoke coming from?
Right.
And you're just like, I don't know. Come on, put your shoes on. I'm like, okay.
So urgent, right?
Right. So I'm like, okay, I'm gauging her reaction. She's like collecting her purse. And she's like,
yeah, I'm going to need that.
And she's walking out. But we're having a conversation on the way out.
Right.
So we're like, is it on our floor? Is it on the floor below? Does it make sense to take the steps? We can only take the steps.
And other people are leaving their rooms too, just as confused.
Right. So we're having a conversation along the way.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, your intentions were not to scare me or...
Right. So you're saying because Moraine was so secretive and didn't
she says the same thing every single time. And when you're lying and you got to stick to your lie, you say the same thing verbatim every single time so you don't get caught up.
Right.
The Dark One wants them, and what the Dark One wants, I oppose.
And that's her lie that she's sticking to.
That's the one line. That is a direct quote.
That's a direct quote.
So I'm like, yo,
so let me ask you this. We've been told that Aes Sedai cannot lie.
Did we?
Yeah. It said that they don't lie. They can't lie, but the truth you hear may not be whatever.
I don't know. I don't remember that part.
Yeah.
Remember
way back when Tam
was like, all right,
Tam was like, I need to hear verbatim.
Yeah.
Tell me what she said verbatim. Because Aes Sedai, he said it said that Aes Sedai can't lie.
And it said.
but the truth that, that they say may not be what you hear. You may not be hearing it, they're good with their words. So the words that they say are true words. The statements that they make are true statements, but your perception of it may be something different. You may infer something from what they say.
Yeah.
And maybe they'll let you believe what you believe they said.
Yeah.
Even though it's not what they said.
Damn.
Yeah.
So does that apply to all Aes Sedai? Because I'm like, if the Black Ajah is out here serving the Dark One, do the rules really apply to them? You know what I'm saying? So, like, I don't know, fam. I don't know. But
I don't know, fam.
I don't know, but that would be a great twist. That would make me go, WoT In Color lives on another season.
Oh, snap. We could continue.
I got to know. Now I got to know.
All right. Well, let's continue. We didn't get through this chapter yet. So Elias is explaining that talking to wolves has nothing to do with the one power, that it's an old thing, as old as time itself. And they talk about that a little bit. And finally, Elias suggests, like, all right, y'all need to just roll with us and the wolves just on some safety shit. And after some hesitation, they agree. And the chapter ends with Perrin feeling, it's weird. It's like, now that he's been told that he could talk to wolves, all of a sudden now he could feel, he said, he could feel the wolves leaving. Where just 5 minutes ago, he didn't know. And then the last thought that he felt a thought come from Burn of hatred and the taste of blood. And that's how the chapter ends.
That's interesting that you bring that up, right? Where it's like, he was fine 5 minutes ago, and then all of a sudden you tell him he could dance with the wolves, or talk with the wolves, and now all of a sudden...
He's not Kevin Costner.
Right, no, he's not. And now all of a sudden, he's out here with the little,
well, I'm gonna tell
eavesdropping on their conversations.
I'm going to tell you something. It's the mind is such an interesting thing.
Oh, yes.
I'm going to share a little bit. So when I'm on my menstrual cycle, when I get it, right? I'm good all day, right? And then I go to the bathroom and I'm like, oh, see a little bit of blood. Okay. Hello, menstrual cycle. Soon as I see it, what happens?
You start cramping.
I start getting cramps. I was just fine 5 minutes ago. I wasn't feeling any cramps or anything. Yeah. But as soon as I'm consciously aware of the fact that I am on my cycle, then it's like my body catches up with my mind.
That's interesting.
And at least that's what happens with me. I'm sure I know I've spoken to women who said that, they know when their cycle is coming because they start cramping before. I don't cramp before. I don't start cramping until I see blood. And once I see blood, it's like, you got your period. And now I'm like, oh, I don't feel good.
So that brings me to a theme that I didn't even write down. So this is going to be off the cuff theme, right? But it's like this idea of mind over matter. Like, which is more influential, right? Like, I like to think, right? And I like to say that I'm very astute when it comes to, like, listening to my body and knowing what my body needs. Now, providing my body what it needs is always a different story, right? But it also comes down into, like, that willpower a little bit. But if it's a thing with you, right, where you're like, I'm fine. Oh, my cycle, I am consciously aware now that my cycle has started. And now my body's like, because my mind knows, now my body is reacting to that, as opposed to somebody like me who's like, I feel like this week my cycle is going to come. I'm feeling the changes. I was so, like, keen, and TMI convo now, right? But I'm so, like, keen to my body sometimes that I can, like, feel ovulation, and I'm just like, okay, it's on my left side this time. I'm feeling, right? Like, I'm feeling it. And then my mind is like, what's going on? What's happening? Like, then I start to try to process, right? Like, I'll feel it first, and then I'm like, okay, is that ovarian cancer, or is that ovulation, or is that just cramps, right?
Then, and then 2 weeks later you start bleeding.
You're like, we are fine, right? Yeah. Like, my mind has to, like, catch up to my feelings. And so, like, I'm just curious. Yeah, like how that works for other people. And, you know, as somebody who studies psychology, I should definitely have more statistics around.
I ain't going to tell you how I have a whole psychology degree.
Girl. Yeah, we won't talk about it.
Yeah, we won't get into it.
But I just think that's such an interesting phenomenon of the power of the mind.
Yeah,
right?
It's very powerful.
And the influence that it can have over your body.
Yes.
Because also, right, again, I have various injuries from being a tomboy and tearing up ligaments and breaking bones and things like that. And so I can tell you when it's gonna rain, like...
Because you start...
I mean, like, I'm no naive, right? I'm no naive, but, like, if my knee starts to ache, particularly, I think the left one is the one that I had the real bad issue with, then I'm like, okay, there's rain in the forecast. Smells like a thunderstorm. You know, like
Did you just sniff?
Yes. She sniffed and sniffed and
sniffed and sniffed and said,
Raheem.
Right?
Damn.
Right. Shout out to Jilly from Philly. Anyway,
so,
we digress.
Yeah, so like my mind, and I don't know if this is like a good or, well, it's not a good or a bad thing, right? Like it's not, it's just a thing, right?
Yeah,
it is a fact about myself that I need to figure out what to do with this information and if it's something that needs to be readjusted, right? As I said last week, but this thing, right, where my body and my mind has to catch up, right? Is this the natural way, right? Is this like a natural order of things, or is it the other way where it's
I think it's natural. I think both ways are natural. I have a girlfriend who is very similar to you. So what happens with her is if I'm going through something and it's causing me anguish, her stomach will start hurting. And she'll call me and be like, hey, girl, what's up? You good? I'll be like, fuck, you called me at the right time, yo. Let me tell you what the hell is going on.
Right.
She is that in tune with her loved ones. Like that. So like her stomach will be hurting. She can't tell who it is. But she knows somebody's going through something.
She's a wisdom.
She is naive. She's naive. My friend is naive. But and you know, it's interesting how that is. I'm the opposite. You know, it's just like it's the same thing with food. Right? I'm not hungry until I smell some food somebody's cooking. Now I'm like, oh, food. Oh, I'm okay. Now my stomach. I was fine 5 minutes ago.
I didn't eat. Yeah. Like 20 minutes ago.
Right.
Matter of fact.
Yeah. Interesting. Mine is very, very, very powerful. You know, which should teach us that we have a lot more control over a lot of things than we realize. A lot more control over things. But yeah.
How to utilize that control though, right? I guess that's a conversation for another show.
Podcast.
Another show, right? It's not WoT In Color,
right?
But, you know, even a little bit, right? Because I think a lot of the idea of channeling the one power is maybe like 60% mental, 70% mental. Like,
well, check it. Egwene made a fire.
Right.
And now she can't.
Right. It's a mental thing.
It's fucking with her because she's trying so hard to light this damn fire. And she's trying every night and be looking at Perrin like, I dare you to say something.
Right.
I dare you to say something.
Because you saw the fire 2 days ago, so you know I can do it.
I dare you. Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah. So did you have any other themes that you actually did write down for this chapter, for chapter 23?
Yeah. So talking about following the leader, and I stare at you because you are a leader. No, ma'am.
I'm turning around looking like,
you're
who's she
right.
talking
I'm like,
to?
they're gonna be like, what's happening?
Yeah.
No, but
yeah, we're not on video. We gotta explain what we're doing.
But in terms of following the leader, so we see this little this dynamic between Egwene and Perrin where she's like, you be the leader. And Perrin's like, I don't want to be nobody's leader. And she was like, well, I need somebody to follow, right? Because it's Egwene, and she's still unsure and you know, loose-footed with her ability to direct herself or, you know, direct others, I'll say, maybe even. Which is strange because she could be so assured and be so insecure at the same time. But anyway, so we see this little tussle with them where she is insisting that parent takes the lead, parent acquiesces, and in his leadership, she becomes, and I can't think of another way to say it, but this kind of a difficult follower, right? Where she's not following. She's like, you take the lead. Bossy. You tell us where to go. You tell us this and you tell us that.
But this is what we doing.
But this is right. But on the way, you gonna take your turn on this horse.
Right. And as a matter of fact, what I skipped over in the recap, when Elias was like, y'all just need to roll with us. Egwene was the one who was like, no, we're going to Camelin.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, though.
Yeah.
And Paris was like, well, damn, you couldn't. Thank you for asking me.
Right.
What I thought about that.
Right.
And after all of that, they finally agree, to go ahead on with Elias or whatever. But yeah.
He got the wolves, first of all.
And they look like
you got Bella. Who I'm sure will probably do her very best until it's time to beat
Bella's
feet.
Dope, right?
And she's going to move at 1 horsepower per hour. She's going to go.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But wolves kill.
That's what they do.
And we got Trollocs and shit to worry about.
Right.
Bella's not killing no Trollocs.
They smelling Trollocs in your mind. In your
mind. In the story that you're telling.
Right. So, please. I think I want to roll with them for a little while.
Just a little bit.
At least until we can figure it out on our own.
Right. Yeah.
But I found that really interesting. And I wanted to ask you as a leader, how you as a leader deal with a difficult follower or someone who's making your job as a leader difficult.
I haven't had that experience, to be honest with you, because, well, unless you count motherhood.
Well,
that's
a leadership position.
The only time I had difficult followers. My children.
Well, let's talk about.
But other than that, I haven't had a difficult. I haven't been in a situation. Yeah, I don't have a leadership position at work yet. And all of the other things that I do, I didn't have anyone quote unquote working under me. And, I needed something done and they were being difficult. I don't have any personal experience with that. I've never had to handle anything like that.
How do you think you would fare? And I ask you that and I see the shock on your face because you're like, oh gosh.
So let me tell you, I have always shied away from leadership positions because I am afraid. I'm being real vulnerable with y'all of fucking up. And so I don't know how I would fare. Right? Because here comes imposter syndrome right now. You ask me that question, it's imposter syndrome is in the back of in my ear talking to me right now. How would I fare? I've always been told that I would make a great teacher.
Aww, and that I could see it.
That I should teach math because math is my jam. And I always said, hell no. Them kids would run over me because I can be swayed so easily. I believe everything that everybody tells me. Yeah. So if the kid, got an excuse every time why they not doing their homework, I'm like, oh, that's so unfortunate. How, again, you have the same
your
situation.
Second grandmother is just being buried. Okay. Okay, I understand. It takes a village.
And apparently you have a whole village full of grandmothers.
You got a whole village full of grandmothers. Can you kill a grandfather off next week?
And they all died. And, you had to go to funerals, so you don't have your homework. No, I mean, I'm exaggerating. Obviously I wouldn't fall for that banana in the tailpipe. But I'm afraid that I would. And so I've never given myself the chance. And so that's something that I struggle with.
I was going to say you're very conflict averse, right? You're just like, no, I'm not going to address this because I don't want the struggle, right? And so I was I wondered if that would be a factor in, well, probably, right? It would be a factor in having to approach someone who's not handing in deliverables on time or something of that nature. But as someone, you literally said...
I would delegate that to the manager. Listen, I need you to talk to so-and-so. They not carrying their weight.
So you
all right, let me know how that goes, okay? I'll be over here.
We'll have a meeting next week. We'll follow up next week.
Right.
But you literally said you don't have a leadership position at work yet, right?
Yes.
Which means that it is in the tailpipe, right? Yes. We don't have to go into details of what and how, whatever, but it is something that we're preparing for, right? And I say we because I wrote it for you.
Thank you.
So my question then is, how do we prepare you? Because as a leader, particularly in a work situation where you have logistics and rules and human resources, right? You can't just pull somebody aside and be like, you fucking up, get your shit together, right? You'll be terminated.
Smacking folks
smack people upside the head. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, bruh?
Right.
You know, so like, how do we get you prepared to have difficult conversations with subordinates who are not meeting or exceeding expectations?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm in therapy right now.
No,
like, I don't know.
All right, we can go. I mean, we'll put a pin in it. Right? We'll put a pin in it and we'll discuss offline. And then if we're comfortable, we'll maybe bring it back when the time is right.
Let me find out WoT In Color also includes personal development.
Someone who's yes, as someone who will be in graduate school for counseling psychology.
Look at her practicing on me right now.
Yes, I think it is very important to provide our listeners with lessons that they can use to have a growth trajectory in their life. You're welcome. We want to see you win, friend listeners. Just remember that.
I love it. Do you have any other themes? And if not, do we have any water in shade or assist be steadfast?
For chapter 23?
Yep, because we haven't even
touched 24.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so for 23, Dr. Dolittle effect. This is a cute one. It's a fun. This one is not so, sit in your feelings.
Okay.
But do you think there are people in the world like vets or trainers or, people who deal with animals in their profession that have this uncanny ability to quote unquote speak to animals?
Yes. I think there are people who are a lot more in tune with other things than other people are in tune, with. I'm not saying that I believe that someone can talk to wolves in the way Elias can talk to wolves. But I do think that there are most likely people who deal with animals on a regular basis, maybe a vet, maybe someone who works in a zoo, who can, like you, they feed off of energy. And so they can tell by animals' body language, some sounds that they make, and it's almost like they're communicating.
Yeah.
Because all beings communicate.
Yeah.
In some way, it's just a matter of, can you understand their mode of communication? And I think there are experts. I think there are subject matter experts. There are some SMEs in the world that deal with animals, and they can tell you like, he not feeling you right now. I suggest you go away from the cage because
it's not locked. Fuck around and find out. That's the trajectory of that curve.
Exactly.
The more you fuck around, the more you find out.
Yeah. So absolutely. Like when your child, I mean, that's a human connection, but like, your child, even though if your child is too young to speak.
Yeah.
But you understand what they need after a while. So like, I've birthed 3 babies and, I've learned that babies have different cries for different needs. I can tell the fake cry. Nothing's wrong with me. I want your attention. Right. You're not focused on me right now. So, as opposed to, I'm hungry, or I'm uncomfortable or, but they can't talk, and I would imagine that animals do the same thing. They express their raw feelings, and there are people that can pick up on it.
Okay. That's fair. I initially hated the idea of the whole Dr. Dolittle, I speak to animals. I was just like, that's so unfeasible to me. But
so, what do you think about this chapter then?
Well, as I have adulted,
okay,
I'm realizing again energy, right? They're animals, living things. Any living thing has the ability to communicate, and it is the receiver's obligation to decipher that language, that code, right? Same thing when you're tending to a garden. Like your plants will tell you, I need water, I need sun, I need fertilizer, I need other plants, right? Like they'll tell you these things. You just have to be able to receive that code, receive that language. And so it's the same thing with the wolves. Now, the way homeboy was in here having a full-on conversation. Now, my brother has a dog. Hi, Saji. And I speak to Saji, but I don't know. Listen, all I know is Saji's happy to see me because his tail goes up and it wags aggressively.
Right.
He's very happy to see me. I'm happy to see him too. Anything else, I don't know. Right. So I lean on my brother to be like, I don't know, leave him alone. He's not in the mood today, you know, or he's not feeling good. He's going to bite you. Leave him alone, you know? So, and for the record, Saji does not bite. He's a good doggy. He's a good little puppy.
Good dog.
But, yeah, but I agree. I think there are people who have the ability to read the energy or to decipher the language of animals to be able to maybe not have a conversation about days of our lives, but you know, like
not days of our lives. Wow.
All my children was my mama's jam, but you know, to be able to get their needs met. And so I found it interesting that in this world we have this man who is literally like, the wolves are my friends, people suck, and we have them here in our world, right? Yeah. Because some people are like, PETA people will very much be like, I will kill every single human on this earth before I step on like a cockroach.
Yeah.
You know, like I will go real 0 dark 30 before I ever harm an animal.
Right.
So I don't know. I just found that interesting that he was just like, that's Dapple, that's Burn.
Right.
Burn don't like you.
Right.
Right. What? He said he wants you to go to the store and get 2 Skittles and an hour later.
Oh, no.
And if you get the wrong color, he's going to bite you and break your femur. Right? Like, it was like, so did he say all that? Or did he just say, I don't trust this motherfucker, but since I want to be out here, you know, skippity papping with the humans.
He did say that it's not talking like how humans talk. It's all feeling, and so it is up to Elias's interpretation of the feelings that he's receiving from the. So even he said, like, even their names, right? It's like he said, well, you know, her name's Dapple, but it ain't really Dapple. It's like the way the dew is on the leaf in the morning, and the way this, you know, it's a feeling that invokes the word Dapple. So it's like humans have to translate that feeling. But apparently he's been doing this for a while, and he's good at it. You know, I mean, obviously just the way that the wolves were behaving, Elias was communicating with them in some way, shape or form. And then now all of a sudden, my parent wasn't even thinking about it. Now he feels, so he felt those emotions come from Burn, and he knew it was from Burn, you know, and he even knew which wolf was which name. You know, Elias didn't say that wolf over there, that's Hopper. You know what I'm saying? When he just said, this is, you know, Dapple, and then the other ones are Burn, Wind, and Hopper. He knew which, so he's getting into his wolf ability, his wolf ability, I guess. I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah. Very interesting.
Yeah, I gotta ponder that a little more, right? Because I'm trying to, like, I'm in my parent, right? So now I'm thinking about it.
Oh, so you're gonna think for 10 days? Okay. Well, maybe
2 hours later. I'm like, so the same way that we have to kind of decipher the code and the language of the animals, they have to do the same thing with us. Right. There's no animal out here that just be like,
they speak in English.
They speak in English, right? Or whatever language you talk to your animals, right?
Right.
And so I'm wondering what the wolves felt upon meeting Perrin and Egwene. Because in that initial meeting, well, I guess something happened beforehand, because Elias done told them that they've been following them for the past 2 days and realized they was about to starve to death. And then they were having a conversation. Well, he was having a conversation with the wolves about Perrin and Egwene. And then the wolves was like, you smell him? I smell him. You smell like a friend. Let's go make him say hi to us, right? And then that's how we get the rabbits on the stake and all the conversation thereafter. But I wonder what their impression is of Egwene. They're like, yeah, she could come along because she with you, but it's
there.
you.
But it's parents the one could talk to us. Yeah, I don't know.
So interesting.
Yo no sé.
Just things that, you know, I ruminated on just now.
Just now
right now on my parent.
Right now.
Yeah.
All right. You got anything else? You got any Sispy Steadfast?
I don't have a
water and shade?
Steadfast. I do have a water and a shade.
Okay, who we shading on?
Well, do you want to go into the next chapter or?
Up to you. You wanna?
I can do it now.
Okay.
What do you think my water and shade is about?
Who would you shade? Would you shade Egwene? Is it Egwene?
It's Egwene.
Okay. Go ahead.
Dramatic pause.
Egwene. I'm like, tell me, who is it?
Darling, make up your mind. You told this line of mocking a leader and being a follower at the same time, and it's confusing. Pick a position and play your role. Now, as a basketball fan, I'm about to get real basketball fanny on you. Understand that you have to be great on the offense and the defense. But you also have to know your role. If you're a point guard or a shooting guard, then shoot the ball and shoot it well. Set the plays and set them well. You know, pick and rolls, all that good stuff. But if you're going to be a center, honey, then you got to get under the basket and you got to grab them boards. My point is, play your position. You're either going to lead, follow, or get out of the way. Either be the leader and let parent take the charge, or let parent take the charge and follow. Show him the same respect as a leader you showed Rhuarc and Nynaeve when you were following them. And that's all I got for her.
I like it.
Real easy, breezy, beautiful cover girl.
That's a little bit of, you mixed a little bit of Sispy Steadfast in there with that. Like, I feel like you were throwing shade, but you gave her advice.
Yeah, because I mean, I just feel like she doesn't know who she is. Right. And I think
she's figuring it out.
The bulk of them don't know who they are. So it's not really shade that you don't know if you are a leader.
This is definitely giving coming of age. Even though they're already
that is why I'm enjoying the series.
The boys are already like 20, but they're coming of age.
Right. Then this is why I think I'm able to kind of really get into this story. Because, again, as I'll say for the 1000th time, I'm not a sci-fi, fantasy, epic novel kind of girl. But I do love YA. I love coming of age stories. I love people who are, right in that cusp of adulthood and youth, and they're trying to figure out life. Because I still feel that way in my big age.
Yes.
In my big age. I'm like,
I too am trying to figure out life.
Faking the funk over here. Somebody tell these kids it don't get no easier.
Yeah.
Sure and so I'm like, I feel like I'm reading a YA, coming of age novel that has a very long trajectory in it.
And it seems like all of our kids, so to speak, they all got their shit with them.
Yeah.
In one way, shape, or form.
Yep. Yeah.
Everybody got their shit with them.
Yeah.
So it'd be cool to see what happens if they get past their shit and how they do that.
Right. Yeah.
All right.
So yeah.
All right, so shall we move on?
24.
24.
Español. Me gusta.
Sí, mi amor. All right, so chapter 24 is called Flight Down the Arno, which is the river that they were all trying to cross or whatever. The symbol is a harp. And this is a Rand perspective. We're back in Rand's head. Sorry. Home. Yeah, welcome back.
Yeah, we're back.
So Rand is having a dream. And again, he's with Beelzebub's cousin twice removed on his daddy's side, trying to get away from that cat. And so I'm not going to go deeply into everything that happens in the dream. I'm just going to point out a couple of things. At one point, Rand is, saying, help me, light help me. And Beelzebub's cousin, twice removed on his daddy's side, says to him, what did you call him? Fireface?
Fireface.
Did you call him Fireface?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, so Fireface is like, the light will not help you, boy, and the eye of the world will not serve you. There goes the name of the book again.
The eye of the world. That's the creator.
Will not serve you.
Like the apple of the eye, the eye of the world.
Okay. I shall pause. You hear the Patriots, y'all? To write down. This sounds like a prediction.
Oh, okay.
The eye of the
I think
and I'm literally writing with a pen and paper.
Even though she has a laptop open.
And an iPad.
Open.
Yeah, I have all of the electronics.
Yeah.
You said the eye of the world is the creator.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I don't know what I guess the dark one is just the dark one, and the creator is the eye of the world.
So when he says light help me, and he says the light will not help you, light is capitalized. So light is the opposite of the dark one. Mm-hmm. So the light is the creator. But you
know how there's like Jesus and then there's God?
Okay. All right. So he says, the light will not help you, boy, and the eye of the world will not serve you. Mm-hmm. You are my hound, and if you will not course at my command, I will strangle you with the corpse of the great serpent.
My hound. You are my hound. Bloodhound. Dog seeking dog with good nose senses.
I'm trying so hard not to laugh. And then yo, that shit scared the shit out of me. And so then at one point in the dream, he notices he's in front of this mirror, and then now it's like a million mirrors at like every angle, and it's showing his image just everywhere. And then all of a sudden, Fireface's image is in the mirrors, and it's 10,000 images, 10,000 reflections of Fireface. And then all of a sudden now he's looking at his own face with Fireface behind him, and there's still like 10,000 Firefaces. And then he wakes up.
Good morning.
So he wakes up. Oh, by the way, in the dream when he was being, running away, he pricked his finger on a thorn. Yeah. So when he wakes up, his finger is bloody. Yeah. As if it was pricked by a thorn.
I did note that. Yeah.
Yeah. So reminds me of Berlon when he broke the rat's back, and then
all these rats real life, ended up.
There was all these rats
in the kitchen. Poor cat.
Yeah. Mm-mm. Poor Siri got blamed.
That's the cat.
Yeah. Siri. Siri's a good cat.
Yeah. Lots of good in this book.
Yeah. So he wakes up, he's on the ship, the Spray, and the ship is slowly traveling down the Arano, but they're not stopping anywhere, not even at night. So Captain Doman is working everybody really, really, really hard. And Gelb, who is the dude who Rand jumped on when he first...
heel toe stomped on the head. Wild. He would owe me a fade for life.
Yo, Gelb was telling anybody who would listen his version of the story. And was like, yo, I'm telling you, they brought the Trollocs with them. Like, that's they mans in him, and nobody listening to him. Nobody cares. And then after a while, he was relegated to doing solo tasks. Yeah. And all of the solo tasks are like the grunge work.
Yeah.
On the ship. And so
Wild.
They're like, hey, Rand's like, Gelb's gonna be a problem. Tom's like, nope, don't even worry about Gelb, because don't nobody listen to him. Ain't nobody gonna believe him. Don't nobody care about him. Blah, blah, blah. Matt is like, I don't trust none of y'all motherfuckers.
Okay. I was gonna say I'm with Matt, but I want you. Nope. I just understood his perspective in that moment.
You're not with Matt on this?
I understood his perspective in that moment.
Matt is not trusting anybody. You're not with Matt?
I would not trust anybody either.
I'm trying to get you to say something nice about
Matt.
So, so Tom is like, yeah, y'all don't have to worry about Gelb, And he mentioned something that I just wanted you to know. It's not super important, but, just to understand the world, he said the Queen's writ might not have much force this far from Camelin, but even a village mayor will do something about that. So he was talking about if they mutiny or if there's a fight or something like that. And so I just wanted to note to you that we are in Andor. It's the name of the country that we're in. So if I told you gotta look at your maps. And Camelin is the capital of Andor. And the Two Rivers is in Andor. But the Two Rivers is so far away from the capital that the Queen's writ, right? So Camelin is a major city. The capital, I'm sure there's like taxes and things like that. People in Two Rivers don't know nothing about that. And so apparently where they are right now, they're still far enough away from Camelin that if some shit go down, whatever police force if they have in Camelin is not going to come down
Okay.
You know, I guess like the Queen's Guard or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not gonna, you know. I just wanted to note that for you, just so you can visualize the world.
Gotcha.
That we're in. So now earlier they had told this lie that Rand and Matt were Tom's apprentices. So Tom is like keeping up the lie. So he actually starts teaching them how to do shit or whatever. And they suck. And it's hilarious. And so, but the crewmen are all being entertained after a fashion. So there's a lot of scenery being described, a la RJ.
Yeah, there was.
So so we get to see exactly what this ship looks like. We know exactly the scenery that we're passing. We know everything. So they pass a tower of metal, and Dolman is explaining, you know, like, oh yeah, we use that as a marker. This tells me that we're 10 days from Whitebridge at this, if we keep up the same pace. Yeah. And so then Dolman starts talking about other like wonders of the world. And he mentions that on Treemalking, so here's a new place we haven't heard before. Treemalking, which is one of the Sea Folk Isles. So 2 things we haven't heard of. We haven't heard of this place called Treemalking, and we haven't heard of the Sea Folk. Who do you think the Sea Folk are?
Water people.
Water people. I love it. All right. So water people.
Mermaids.
Mermaids.
Serpents.
Love it. So Matt still wants some damn treasure. So
wow, I didn't... When... Never mind, girl. Go right on ahead.
So Dolman is talking about, you know, on Treemalking, about this stone sticking out of a hill. It's a stone hand sticking out of a hill, clutching a crystal sphere, and the crystal sphere is as big as the ship. So it's this huge structure, and it's just a hand holding a sphere. And you know, Dolman says, you know, there's probably treasure under there, but they don't let you dig or whatever. And Matt is like, yeah, I'll dig. Where's this Treemalking place at? Which way I gotta go to go get it? Right? So anyway, he talks about a place called Tanchico. I heard that you can get a good tan there.
Oh.
By the way, yeah. You should try it.
A little vitamin D upgrade.
Yeah, go tanning in Tanchico.
Yeah, tanning in Tanchico.
Yeah. So he talks about this place called Tanchico that's a port on the Arith Ocean. And so if you look in your map, which I have not seen you open your map, and
let me open the map.
I've mentioned the word map
like
1,500 times, and
right,
she's still not. I mean, you don't have to. I'm just saying.
Yeah, whatever.
You know,
it's a lie. It's a lie. Let me open the map. Hold on, y'all.
The map of the world, the world one, not the Edmonds Field one. Yeah, that one.
Okay.
So you should see Tanchico it's a port city. So
Tanchico.
There you go. So you can just get an idea. And so see if you can find Whitebridge, which is where they're trying to get to. You can find the Arno River. You can kind of see, you know, where they, if you can see where they traveled. You know what I mean? Just to, you know, it's somewhere in the middle.
Treemalking is here.
Yeah, that's off. Yeah, it's an island. And then
you
gotta go east. River? So they gotta go east.
The Arno. So I don't see the Arno. Are these no?
Do you see Whitebridge?
Do I see? Yes.
That's where they're going.
Okay.
So there's a river that gets them there, and that's the river that they're on.
Well, it's not that one. It's not.
And that's probably not a good, but just, you know, you don't have to study it.
Yeah. No, yeah, I do. Now I feel like I'm going to get in trouble every time she's like, read the map.
Well, while you're looking at that, he talks about how basically there's like a museum of some sort in Tanchico. And there's animal skeletons. There's skeletons of animals that no one has ever seen before. So he talks about that. And suddenly Rand starts talking about home. And he was like, you know,
I know a place.
Come on, Stephanie. Sing a song, Stephanie. So Rand is like, I will go home one day when I can. I'll raise sheep like my father.
Like my father. Because did you know? Let me tell you, my father is
a sheep
my
herder.
Father.
And my father.
Yes.
Right? And if I never leave again, it will be too soon. Isn't that right, Matt? As soon as we can, we're going home and forget all this even exists. So Matt was staring at the tower. That shiny, that tower made of metal, right? Because he's thinking about treasury. He's like, what? Yeah. Yeah, we're going to go home. Yep. And then Matt mutters under his breath, I'll bet he just doesn't want anybody else going after the treasure. What are you thinking? Why is Matt so focused?
That dagger is burning a hole in his brain.
Like literally.
Yeah, like he's been tainted. He took the dagger from murder, death, kill. I don't care what excuse he gives. You took it from him, whether he handed it to you or not. And so you've been tainted, and now all you can think about is riches and money and whatever else comes with that. I don't know, but it's so annoying. It's like, can he be any more annoying? Yes, he can. Let's
go.
Yeah, like
let me show you.
Up, right? Like, oh
hold gosh, my beer.
But literally, it is so insane to me.
Okay, so 4 days into their trip, Rand is on top of the mast of this damn ship, losing his damn mind. He's all the way to fuck up there. He's giggling and shit, laughing, throwing his head back, just going crazy. And then suddenly on an impulse, right? He starts like walking on a tightrope basically. And Tom is like, yo, my man.
You trying to break your neck. Don't do it on me.
Yeah, don't do it on my time. All right? Bring your ass. Okay, come down. And till Tom tries to get him down, Rand's like, oh, you want me to come down? All right, I'll come down. This motherfucker slides down the rope to come down.
It's the way I would have just threw him overboard at that point.
What do you think is happening with Rand? So Matt is bugging about treasure. Suddenly Rand is up on a damn... What the hell is going on here?
I feel like every time he has a dream and something physical happens in that dream, he gets a little crazier and a little crazier. Again, so he has channeled, he has touched the taint. Sorry, so immature. He's touched the taint, and now he is starting to go mad. He's starting to go mad, which I'm very impressed by because I thought it wouldn't be till many books later, but this is like instantaneous. He's like, it's only been a month at best, maybe 2, and he's already like, going insane from touching the taint. So
it's just insanity.
Yeah, I think it's just going insane.
Okay. Don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like that. So do you remember our discussion last week?
No.
When Maureen was explaining to Nynaeve about how she channeled and then how she got sick.
Yeah, but he got sick already.
And she explained that every time you channeled, you would get sick again. The time it would be closer. So like the first time you channel, maybe a long time passes and then you get sick. And then the second time you channel, you get sick again, but it happens sooner than the last time. So the time between you channeling and you getting sick, that time is smaller and smaller and smaller. So Rand was sick in Berlon. He got sick 10 days after 10 days into their trip.
Yeah.
Right? You said that with Bella, that was him channeling. When he was like, come on, Bella, run. And Bella ran. You said that was him channeling. 10 days from that time, he got sick. And he starts fucking away White Cloaks. Right? Now he's bugging out. Do we think that...
He channeled again?
Do we think he channeled again?
I'm trying to think under what circumstances would have caused him to channel again. So I'm going back to Shadar Logoth, right? Which would probably be the most plausible time that he would have had any channeling capability. Oh, I'm seeing something. Oh, my brain is working. Okay, so I feel like once again, he may have channeled again.
Okay.
And I think he may have channeled to save Egwene's life.
When
she fell into the river and the fucking horse had to drag her to shore.
But they weren't near each other.
Do you have to be near somebody?
So Did you just taste the spoon? Did you just taste the soup? Taste the soup. She just taste the soup to me. Taste the soup. Where's the spoon? Can I recall something that we've already read?
Always.
So back in chapter 20.
Oh, 20. Oh, okay.
When they first got on the boat. When they first jumped on the boat. Okay. So let me go. Let me find it. Let me find the exact location where they jumped on the boat.
And he landed on Gelb.
So he lands on Gelb. Right? Okay. And Tom is yelling, telling everybody, wake the fuck up, because this Trollocs following us. All right. Let's see. Let me get to... All right. Rand gets knocked the fuck out by a Trolloc. Right? Okay. Here we go. So they land on a boat. They're going crazy. The Trollocs follow them. A couple of Trollocs followed them onto the boat. Rand gets knocked down by a Trolloc catchpole. Right? So now he's, trying to get up. He can't, and the Trolloc, I'm going to read it. Frantically, he hunted for some way to escape. Time seemed to slow as the Trolloc raised the jagged pole as if to spear him with it. To Rand, the creature appeared to be moving as if in a dream. He watched the thick arm go back. He could already feel the broken haft ripping through his spine, feel the pain of it tearing him open. He thought his lungs would burst. I'm going to die. Light, help me. I'm going to... The Trolloc's arm started forward, driving the splintered shaft, and Rand found the breath for one yell. No! Suddenly, the ship lurched, and a boom swung out of the shadows to catch the Trolloc across the chest with a crunch of breaking bones, sweeping it over the side. For a moment, Rand lay panting and staring up at the boom, swinging back and forth above him. That has to have used up my luck, he thought. There can't be any more of that. Now, a little further later, we meet Captain Dolman. Captain Dolman is yelling at Gelb, and he's like, yo, what? You're supposed to secure the boom. Gelb was like, yo, I did secure the boom. What do you mean? I know I did. He was like, yo, I know I fuck up a lot, right?
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, I secured this boom.
Yeah, you're right. That was it. That was it.
That was what?
That was it. That was him channeling. That was him saving his life. And you know what? That goes into a prediction that I have.
So then, so now 4 days later, he climbing up on his goddamn mast.
Yeah.
So yeah.
One of the predictions that I have, where is it? Hold on. Oh, I think Gelb is actually the sane one on the boat.
Okay.
And that everyone else on the boat is a dark friend. And Gelb is the one that realizes that something is up.
Okay.
Because...
So the whole crew...
I feel like
including the Captain Dolman? So Captain Dolman and the crew are dark friends.
I think they're dark friends. Because in that moment...
So you think they do be dark friends?
They do be. In that moment, right, where these Trollocs are chasing you and they're about to actually kill Rand, and the boom comes out and saves his life, why are you fussing at this man about the boom?
Did he know secured? That the boom saved his life? Did he know that that's how it happened?
Whether he knew or not, it was like, is that the most important thing going on right now?
I think to the point where Gelb is
ostracized him?
I think Gelb is a fuck up, a general fuck up. And so it's kind of like, you fucking up again, Gelb? You know what I'm saying?
In the midst of a Trolloc attack?
We
worried about the boom?
I'm just saying.
A boom that just so happened to save Rand from a Trolloc.
But the boom not supposed to be swinging. It's supposed to be secure.
Right.
Because it can hurt somebody.
Right, because if the boom was secure, then Rand would be dead.
So, if they're dark friends, wouldn't they want Rand dead?
You got to be strategic with your things. This is somebody who can channel. This is the savior of the... What did we call him? Who is they looking for? It's not the savior reborn. It's the
dragon.
The dragon.
He's
the dragon reborn, right? So like, you got to be strategic with it. You can't just be like, I know you are, bitch. They're gonna sail him right on over to some spot where he gonna get fucked up.
So they're not taking him to White Bridge, or are they taking him to White Bridge? But somebody is gonna be waiting on him at White Bridge.
Somebody gonna be waiting for him. The crew is already assembled in White Bridge. They just gotta get him there.
They just gotta get him there.
And I noticed in the map that White Bridge and Camelin are next door to each other.
They're not too far.
So I was just like,
yeah, White Bridge is the next. Is the Camelin is that's you to get to Camelin. You going through White Bridge,
right? So. As my prediction in I think I did this in the live show, was that somewhere towards the end of this book, they'll all meet again.
Yeah, you said chapter, so it's 53 chapters.
I said 52.
You said 52 or 53.
Right, one of those two.
That they'll all meet up again.
But they'll meet up because it's right next door. So if Moiraine and Nynaeve, sorry, my brain.
Well, it's not right next door, but
it's close enough for them to meet. It's close enough to be like, because she can see Perrin. So she'll know by the time she gets right. She'll know by the time she gets to tracking Rand and them, and they meet up. She'll know
where to go
at least Perrin it will be in the next town over, and then he'll have Egwene, and then they will meet up and ride again. And that
won't happen until chapter 52.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot that has to happen here. Apparently, I'm still not even halfway through.
Okay, all right. Let's finish the chapter. Okay, so after Rand finishes bugging out and he's actually off of the mast and everything, he notices that Mat is holding a dagger with a ruby, and he's like, "Yo, where the fuck you get that from?" So Mat was like, "Listen.
Mind business, fam.
I took it.
Murder, and it's low-key your fault.
First of all, it's all your fault.
It's your fault.
Secondly, Murder, Death, Kill didn't give this to me.
Right.
I took it. So all that shit that Moiraine was talking about, all the mourning she gave us, that shit don't mean nothing. Because she said if he gives it to us, he ain't give it to me. I took it myself. So please don't tell nobody, Rand.
Don't tell on me, okay? You're my best friend.
Right? You're my only friend. You're my only friend. You're my only hope.
And I wonder if he's ever thought about why that's his only friend.
You just love Mat so much.
Oh, yeah, my fave.
So Rand asked if Mat has had any more dreams like they had in Baralone, and Mat is like, maybe, looking at him up and down, And then he's like, all right, fine, yeah. Like, real weird, right? Yeah. As if, like, he didn't want to tell Rand that he had dreams. So then Tom rolls up and was like, listen, I convinced everybody that y'all are not 730. Told him that Rand's stunt was a part of y'all training. You know what I'm saying? And listen, who knows? After this, I can get y'all in a tightrope show and da-da-da-da. He's really trying to make them apprentices now. He's
like, look, it's actually kind of fun.
Yeah, this actually might work out, And this is the point where Rand finally notices that he was bugging the fuck out, and he finally looks up to see how high that mast was. Yeah, and that's how we end the chapter.
I'm wondering if he's gonna tell Tom that he ain't doing no tightrope shit now. That was a one-time thing. Right.
That was a one-time thing, Tom. I was bugging. I'm never doing it again. So, Makeba.
Yes.
What you got for me, sis?
All right.
For chapter 24.
I feel like we might have touched on this a little bit before, so forgive me if I'm repeating a theme. It's been a long week, y'all. But let's talk a little bit about dreams and nightmares.
Okay.
Hold up, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished. When I pulled that SMR, y'all thought it was ready? No, nobody.
Y'all ain't see me in here dancing. Y'all should have seen
it. Right, she was just head nodding. It's okay. Shout out to Meek Mill. Have you ever had a recurring dream or a nightmare?
Yes.
How did you handle it? What was it about? And did it have any bearings on the real world?
Yes. So I've had several. I still have.
Oh.
Yes.
And still.
Yes, and still. So as a kid, I recall, there were two recurring dreams I recall as a child. One is really hard to explain, so I'm not going to explain that one. Another one is I'm being chased, and I think that's because all like the movies and shit that I would watch as a kid or whatever. Like when Terminator came out, I was 8 years old, and I watched it when it came out. You know what I'm saying? Like so I used to have a recurring dream of me being chased. It was at night. I'm in a parking lot. And I'm jumping from like car to car, and something's chasing me. So the recurring dream that I have now as an adult, and I've had it for 20 years or so, maybe longer. The dream will change every time. It's never the exact same every time, but every dream, what makes it recurring, the recurring theme in the dream is I'm in school. I'm in high school. I'm in the 12th grade. But all of my classmates are people who were in the grade below mine.
Okay.
As if I got left back.
Okay.
So I'm in the 12th grade, but my 12th grade cohort already graduated. And so my classmates were people who were 11th graders last year.
Okay.
And it always reminds me of how I never finished at Penn State.
Oh, wow.
And that is why, even though I have a bachelor's degree, not from Penn State, I'm currently a student at Penn State. You know, people would ask me, okay, so you're going back to school, you know, why not get your master's degree?
Yeah.
Right? So 2 reasons, you know, one, because what I'm getting a bachelor's degree in, I don't have the foundational knowledge for. So I'm getting a second bachelor's degree. But the second reason, which is the personal reason, is because I never finished my Penn State degree. And I simply want to finish what I started.
Yeah.
30 years ago.
I feel that. Because I feel that way about Stony Brook.
And I feel like I'll stop having that dream.
Yeah.
Of being in school and being left back.
What if you don't?
I don't know. Then I gotta reinterpret it. Then we gotta talk. we gotta figure it out.
Did you automatically associate it to Penn State, or was there like a dialogue where you're like, this makes sense, like this has to be the reason why I'm having this dream?
I think after a while I had the dialogue with myself. I don't think I immediately, you know, figured that out. I think it was, you know what, I keep having this dream that I'm not finished with school. Like, I got a bachelor's degree already.
Yeah.
Why am I dreaming about being in high school and not finishing high school?
Right.
So, yeah.
Unfinished business.
Yeah.
Ugh, I hear you. Because even now, like, I'm going to my dream school for grad school, right?
Yeah, you are.
It's interesting because while it's my quote unquote dream school, I didn't have dreams of going there, right? It was just that thing that was wildly unachievable.
I was gonna say that intangible, that untouchable,
like that me there. Yeah, okay. And so I'll tell this story real quick. So when I was a kid, spoiler alert, friend listeners, I was accepted to Teachers College, Columbia University in a MED program for for counseling.
Please press the button.
Here we
Press
go.
the button, please. Yes. You deserve all the kudos.
Oh, sorry.
Now you're pressing all the damn buttons.
I'm pressing all the buttons. Sorry, got fingernails now. It's weird. But so when I was a kid, and I mean like a kid, my mom would always, because Columbia University is it's a city campus, so it's open. Anybody can walk on, anybody can, you know, be on the lawn. I don't remember what the name of their lawn is called. Butler Lawn, Great Lawn, something like that. But so she would take me there. She would take me to the bookstore. She would take me as many public places in Columbia that we could go. And she'd be like, "You having fun? Because you can go here. You know, if you like it so much, you can go here." And I'm like, I'm 6. What the hell are you talking about? Like,
go here to do what?
Right. What are you even talking about, right? And then fast forward to high school, I participated on the robotics team, and our major sponsor for our robotics team was Columbia University.
Wow.
So from all 3 years so I graduated from high school a year early. So all 3 years of high school, I would spend nights and weekends during, you know, the season at Columbia University's engineering department, the Mud Building, right? If you know, you know. And so we would be there building and designing our robot and getting our robot ready for a competition. And so I was like, oh, this is what my mama said, right? Like, if I like it, I can come here, right? So I've always just assumed that this is my mom's manifestation of my life, right? I'm at Columbia University. I am, you know, fulfilling some unspoken destiny over my life. I'm at Columbia. Woohoo, I did it, right?
Right.
Now, fast forward to the thought of even being able to apply and then get in to an Ivy League institution for a kid from the Bronx who's, you know, fairly smart and did fairly well in school was still something that my counselor specifically told me, don't bother.
Oh, wow.
Don't bother.
Wow.
I got Michelle Obama when she, I don't know if anybody's read her book or saw her doc, when she said that her counselor told her, don't bother applying to like Harvard, Yale, Princeton, none of the girls. Don't apply to none of the girls, right? My counselor was like, stick to the CUNYs and the SUNYs. You can afford them.
Wow.
You know, and it never dawned on me. Now, mind you, I had a scholarship to Polytechnic University.
Wow.
Full. To do mechanical engineering.
Wow.
And I turned it down because I don't want to do mechanical engineering for my life.
Right.
But I turned it down, right? And still, even then, it did not even occur to me that Columbia University was a viable option for me. So I always shied away from it.
That's so crazy.
And then I went through a very long journey with my undergraduate degree. And in the process of me trying to get back into school to complete my degree, Columbia University popped up again because they have a School of General Studies, which is a program for continuing adult, learners to go back and complete their undergraduate degree.
Yes.
And even then, I was like, no.
Wow.
How am I going to afford it? They're not going to accept me.
Wow.
What am blah, 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 whatever. So I finished my undergraduate degree with this, with my counselor still in my head, if I could be so, blunt. And I went to City College. Granted, it's a great school. City College is an amazing school. Yep. No regrets. I think I made the absolute right decision. But every chance that I had to pick an Ivy League institution, I shied away from it. I turned away from it. Even down to Vassar College. Like, I went to Vassar College for a semester, and I was just like, I can't come back. Like, I don't.
Wow.
I psyched myself out of it. And so now, full circle moment, with the support of my husband, he was like, girl, if you don't put this application in for Teachers College, shut the hell up.
I know that's right, Dr. H. Tell her.
Okay, whatever, fine. It'll be my backup school.
Wow.
Right? Columbia University was my backup school. That's crazy.
And look at you. Look at you getting accepted and shit.
Listen, but not only did I get accepted, but I got accepted to 2 programs. They accepted me to 2 programs. And when I finish at Teachers College, I'm walking out with an MED, an MA, and an advanced certificate.
So you're going to have 2 master's degrees.
2 master's
and
degrees.
An advanced certificate.
And an advanced certificate.
From Teachers College,
From
Columbia
Teachers
University.
College, Columbia University. And it's crazy to me to think.
I thought Nog was smart.
It's crazy. But it's like, and I'm like, this is what my mother was saying. Yeah. Right? Like 37 years later. I'm like, she's like, and I called my mother and she cried. Oh my gosh. She bawled her eyes out. She's so proud of you. She bawled her eyes out.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. Why did I forget the whole point of that story? I'm so sorry, listener, friend. So, I'm retired.
No, we were talking about dreams.
We're talking about dreams and nightmares and
you said that's your dreams.
Unfinishing, cool. Right?
And I talked about unfinished business.
Unfinished business. So for me, Columbia University was unfinished business. So we're both in our winning era.
Yes,
where
we
get to finish the things that we started.
Yes.
But I really do. I want you to investigate that dream again.
Okay.
And just make sure
that's
what it is.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because while, yes, you will finish at Penn State and we will celebrate and we will all be gleeful and, all of the things, the day after your graduation and you wake up and you in the 10th grade, you're like, now why am I here?
Now I'm in the 10th grade.
Why did I regress? What's happening, right? And I know dreams are so important.
Yeah.
Those are our downloads, our messages from the creator, on how we should move. And I can't recall the last reoccurring dream I've had because it's been so long. And I have made it good practice to address my dreams when I can remember them. Right now I'm in a place where I kind of wake up and they're fuzzy.
Yes.
But I've made good practice to be like, I'm having this dream. Let me sit in quiet. Let me meditate.
Yes.
Let me write it down. Let me try to really decipher this energy that's coming to me in my sleep. And I want you to do the same.
Okay.
Yeah, that was it. That was it. I'm just looking out for my friend. And listen to friend listeners, if you're having any reoccurring dreams or nightmares, and I hope they're not nightmares, but just, if you can give yourself that grace and take a beat and really try to understand what that dream is trying to tell you, what this download is and how is it going to serve you and serve your trajectory of growth. Yeah, that's self-love right there.
Absolutely.
Practice that self-love.
Absolutely. All right. So you have anything else?
No, I did my water and shade. I don't have a sis be steadfast. We didn't have any women in that chapter, so it was water be steadfast this week.
Yeah, water be steadfast.
Water be steadfast.
All right. So what about predictions?
Did I do my as I did it in the beginning? Okay. So prediction.
Yes.
Perrin is king of the wolves. I think
king of the wolves.
I think he is Wolf Brother. Not what's his name? Why did I want to say Kyle? I don't know why I want to say Kyle. It gives me Kyle energy. I don't know.
Kyle Barker?
You know why? I was about to say it must be Kyle Barker.
Oh my! Not but I'm tis.
Oh. So I think Perrin is king of the wolves. I think he is Wolf Brother. Aha! Here's a new one. I might have mentioned this before, but I'm going to say it's new because I don't remember. Not only are the boys having the nightmares, but they are having the same nightmares at or around the same time. And I think at some point, they will all be in one dream at the same time, kind of like Nightmare on Elm Street, where they will face Beelzebub's cousin twice removed on his daddy's side, a.k.a. Freddy Krueger, a.k.a. Beelzebub.
I'm writing this part down.
I mean, this is written down. I can give you this.
Okay, great. I'm going to stop writing.
Okay, I feel like that's a lot to write. So here's a fun one. Here's a twist that I would thoroughly enjoy. I think Rand chooses the dark side. I think Egwene, again, I didn't realize I said this before, but I think Egwene becomes Red Ajah. And the majority of the rest of the series is about how Egwene tries to save the world from Rand. And Nynaeve will have a huge hand in making that happen.
Wow.
I think Rand is the, what is this? Savior, Dragon Reborn. He's the Dragon Reborn. But it's not going to fulfill the prophecy that everybody thinks it is. And he is going to go dark. And he is going to wreak havoc on the world. Much like his cousins. What's his cousins' names? I don't remember them. The ones that Beelzebub told him about in the dream. The one that's wreaking havoc on the world right now. Dang, what is his name? Y'all know his name. Listen to friend listeners.
Wreaking havoc on the world right now.
Yeah. Logain.
Okay.
Logain. That's his name. Logain.
Oh, they haven't mentioned Logain in a minute.
Yeah. What else? I think Gelb is actually the sane one on the boat. I read this one. I believe that everyone else is in the dark friend circle, and Gelb is the only one that realizes that something is up.
Okay.
Perrin and Egwene will meet Rand, Mat, and Tom before Nynaeve, Moiraine, and Lan. And
so you're saying that everybody gets together except Nynaeve, Moiraine, and Lan.
Yeah.
We'll get to them last.
Yeah.
Okay. You have that written down?
Yes.
Okay, great. That's a lot to write down.
And Perrin will have to save Mat and Rand from the captain and his crew by using his new friends, Le Wolves.
The wolves. So the wolves are gonna roll up onto the ship and help.
They're gonna get the munching and crunching.
Munching and crunching. Okay.
They're gonna smell darkness in them. They're gonna smell Trollocs in their energy. Darkness. We touched on this a little bit, but I have it written down here. There is some kind of pattern to Rand's moments of insanity.
Okay.
So I said I want to go back and look, but it's usually after he has a crazy dream where he directly makes some kind of contact or communication with Beelzebub, where he starts to act outside of himself. There's a pattern there.
Okay.
You know, like how the wheel weaves.
A pattern.
And my last prediction that I don't think, I know for sure we're not going to ever find out, but I think Dapple and Narg would have been a great match.
Aww.
Yeah.
Oh, Dapple and Narg.
Yeah. Because Narg's smart. He's not like the other Trollocs.
And Dapple leads a pack.
Right. They two smart people in their tribes. And
Power
I feel
couple.
like they would have been solid.
That's
hilarious. They could have brought some harmony to the wolves and the Trollocs.
Wolves hate Trollocs.
And Romeo's family hated Juliet's family. So
okay, I got you.
I'm just saying, some harmony could have been restored there, but we shall never know.
Wow.
R.I.P. Rhuarc, forever and always. A G.
Hilarious. All right.
Woo!
Lo hicimos.
Yes, we did it with sound effects. Woo! Yes.
Congratulations. All right. So tell us what you think about Keba's predictions. I'm not going to sing it because I don't do it justice like she does.
That's a 9. That's the short version.
Oh, snap. I was waiting on it too.
That's a 9.
So hit us up. Let us know what you think.
Yeah.
You know, it's on Discord. You know, we have Discord channel. You know, and if you need to speak freely because you've already read the series, we have a spoiler chat for that as well.
Yeah.
She's just mad because we talk about her in there.
All the time. I don't like being talked about. That's all I'm going to say. Because I can't see it. I'm blocked from the channel, so.
Yeah, well, maybe like 25 years from now.
Oh, gosh. I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm dropping everything.
It's okay.
And I'm leaving it in.
No, we're not editing that out. We're not editing that out.
Whoops.
So, yeah, maybe 30 years from now when you finish the series.
Oh, yes. When I've got a full-on family and grandchildren.
We'll give you access to to those parts of the Discord.
Mm-hmm. Have mercy.
All right, so.
Big ups.
All of that woman, them.
Woo.
So, we just want to give a shout out to a dope content creator.
Yeah.
Bodhi. What's good?
Hey.
So check out Bodhi and Just Somebody's Opinion YouTube channel.
Yes.
I
probably can't, but you should.
You can if you've watched some of
I've watched nothing.
some of these shows. So some of the shows that are reviewed, episodes that are reviewed, reactions and everything and reviews. We got Picard. We have RuPaul's Drag Race.
Oh, I'm down, Bodhi. You watch RuPaul's Drag Race? May the best drag queen win. Yes, I'm getting ready to start All Stars tonight.
Oh, yes. Also some Wheel Time stuff. Demon Slayer. Yeah, it's a really nice little variety.
Bet.
Nice little.
I'm sold on RuPaul.
Like yeah. So we'll definitely have the link to that in the description box.
Mm-hmm.
So check him out, and that's all the big ups I got this week.
All right. Well,
and as always, shout out to our patrons that we noted earlier.
Yes.
Thank y'all for keeping the bills paid.
Y'all are our favorite listener, friend listeners.
Yes,
we don't have favorites, but you're our favorites.
Yeah, don't tell anybody.
Don't tell anybody.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Hey, happy birthday to you.
Hey.
Happy birthday. Woo. Happy birthday. So,
yes.
May 19th.
Yes.
It's a very special day.
Mm-hmm.
It's a day we remember one of my favorite ancestors.
My surrogate father.
El Haj Malik Shabazz.
Yes.
Y'all may know him as Malcolm X.
Yes.
Happy birthday, Malcolm X.
Yeah. Oop.
Definitely.
We're still learning it. We're still learning.
We're still learning.
Yes.
Definitely.
Special.
And that's all I have other than next week. Oh, I'm making next week we're gonna have better control of the sound effects.
Yeah.
And so tell me what you think. And I'm gonna get my hold on, let me
that should make an extra noise for no reason.
For the paper, right? Get my paper ready because I want to know if she has any predictions about. So next week we chapter 25 is called The Traveling People. You have any idea what that means?
But I was born a traveling man.
So do you have any idea which one of our Emmons Fielders, I guess, which one of our groups, our groups are separated. Who is this chapter? Who's going to be in this chapter? Which one of our groups is going to be in the Traveling People group?
The Traveling People. It's one of two groups, right? It's either Lamwarrain and Nynaeve, which...
They're three groups.
No, two plausible groups.
Okay.
To me.
Okay.
I don't think they would be referred to as Traveling People because they're solo people. There's three individuals. Well,
who's solo people?
Nynaeve, she's a solo person. Lan and Moiraine are like, we roll in the clique, but Right now, it's just us, right? I don't think they would be called traveling people. So they're elimination. I'm in the process of elimination here.
Okay.
I don't think it's Rand and them because they're still on the boat.
Okay.
And so that leaves us with Perrin and Egwene and Elias Kyle. I don't know why I want to call him Kyle bad. So bad. Elias and the Wolf Friends who are traveling from the middle of nowhere to Camelin.
All right. So we're going to... Chapter 25 is a Perrin, Egwene, Elias, and Wolves chapter.
Yes.
Okay. Chapter 26 is called White Bridge.
So that's back to Rand because they're going to the White...
So everybody...
Tower... Where are they going?
Everybody was going to White Bridge.
Everybody's going to White Bridge?
Everybody's trying to make their way to White Bridge because that's how you get to Camelin.
Ah, okay.
But Perrin and them was like, nah, we not going to do that because we smart like Narg. Mm-hmm. We going to go straight to Camelin.
Right.
And we're not going to stop in White Bridge because the Fays are probably going to expect us to go to White Bridge. So everybody's heading towards White Bridge. Mm-hmm. But Perrin and them wanted to go to Camelin.
So that's back to Rand. Unless we finally get switched over to Nynaeve and Moiraine and Lan to get an update of how they're traversing. I think they would definitely be going to White Bridge because that's the way she told them to go, right?
Yeah, they're meeting in White Bridge.
Yeah, so I feel like, all right, so that's Moiraine. I think Moiraine and them just went straight.
Because they got it. Not that they said, let's meet in White Bridge. But in order to get to Tarvalon, you got to get to Camelin. In order to get to Camelin, you got to get to White Bridge.
Okay, so
that was like the next logical, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just the next logical city after Baerlon was White Bridge.
Right, so I think they went straight to White Bridge, just assuming that, again, because Matt and Rand have to go through, like, everybody has to go through that way. Again, she sees where Perrin is. So, you know, that's one of three, right? She's not concerned about Egwene. But
we're gonna be in the... You're saying we're gonna be in the Moiraine, Lan, Nynaeve perspective?
Yeah.
We're not gonna be in anybody else's perspective for White Bridge.
Well, it's been one perspective per... Did I say that right? One perspective per chapter. So I don't know. Sometimes
we get to.
There was a point where they did like switch briefly to somebody else and they switched
just to
back.
See what's gonna happen. Yeah.
Maybe, but I don't. How long? And remind me again. What did the captain say? How long it was gonna take them?
They were 10 days. They were 10 days outside of White Bridge. If they kept their same pace, they would get to White Bridge in 10 days.
They're not near White Bridge yet. They're not near White Bridge yet. It's only been like 3. Maybe 4 days or something like that.
It had been 4 days when and Rand started bugging and Rand climbed up on the thing. 4. That was 4 days. Right. But so that was around the time, I don't remember now, when they saw that metal tower, that they passed this metal tower, and that was the marker that Doman used to say, oh,
we're 10 days more
from White Bridge.
Yeah, so they've got a couple of more days on sea.
Here's what I think. No, seriously, I know how to do this, right? Okay. Here's what I think. Eliminating all future knowledge that I have. I would imagine that since Rand and Tom and Matt are on a ship, I would guess that
they would make it first.
They would make it to White Bridge first. Everybody else
was on foot. As opposed to horse?
Well, it's not like you're riding the horse fast the whole time. You got to stop. You got to sleep. They're not stopping. They sleep, but the boat keep moving. You know, that's my thought. That they would get there first. Now, that doesn't mean that the chapter, you know, if they get there first, we could still be in like a Nynaeve perspective and they show up. And the boys and Tom are already there because they got there first. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, you know, I don't know. You know, that doesn't say who's going to be in a perspective. But just pretending like I don't know what's going to happen. Just using what we know right now, they on a ship. I just feel like the ship will get to. They just on the river, going straight down the river to get to White. They gonna hit White Bridge before anybody else gets to White Bridge. That's what I think. Because everybody else is on foot and horse. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
what I'm saying. Something is waiting for them at the Bridge of White.
The Bridge of White.
The Bridge of White. Something is waiting for them.
All right.
It's a little too smooth of a ride right now.
Okay. So that's next week.
That's next week.
So join us for chapter 25 and 26. We getting through this book, Makeba.
Woo, we trudging along.
Right. So tell the people where they can find us.
Oh, hold on a second.
Let the people know.
I should know, but I'm gonna take a beat anyway. Of course, you can find us in all of the social medias. That's the Facebooks, the Instagrams, the Twitters. We even got a Snapchat and a TikTok. We don't put nothing up there. We don't use it, though. We don't put nothing up. Don't look for us to have no cute reels or nothing like that. We are women of a certain age. We don't know nothing about that. But the name is ours, and so we took it everywhere. And you know what that name is. WoT In Color. That is WoT. It's not WoT. If one more person comes up to me and be like, how's WoT In Color? It's fisticuffs. Para mí y para ti. All right? Claro que sí. It is WoT. WoTINCOLOR. WoT In Color. You know where else? You can listen to us and subscribe to us on all of the socials. I said the socials. All the places where you listen to your podcast. That's Spotify, Apples, the YouTubes, the Googles, the TuneIns, the Audibles, the blah blahs, the woo-woos. All of the places. If you got Lawrence's app, Whoop-de-whoop from Insecure.
Wow.
Then please, we're there too.
Wait, we on Lawrence's app too?
We on Lawrence's app.
That's hilarious.
We on Whoop-de, what was it? Whoop-de-hoop?
I forgot. Now you're going to make me watch Insecure over again.
Something. I'm overdue. Definitely going to do that.
Do a rewatch.
But WoT In Color. And you can chat with us in the Discord. You know we love that Discord. By clicking the link tree in our bio or the description box below. I'm pointing downward as if you can see this, but trust me, it's there. And if you have any questions, send them on over to wotincolor@gmail.com. We be checking that. We be replying. And we do be appreciating when y'all be sending in your emails to us. So send us some love in the emails too.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So thank you so much for listening to WoT In Color. Remember to come in love and go in peace.
Just don't let Dapple run your ass over on the way out. Deuces. Woo! We did it, y'all.
Lo hicimos.
We did it, Joe.